Hey friends, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're gonna play with some new makeup. There's a ton of new makeup we have to get through and for me to share my thoughts on before the Sephora sale comes around. It's literally happening next week. There's a lot of things I want to play with again on camera so you can see my thoughts, see how they apply, all that good stuff. Because you know your girl gotta come through for you. Today I'm gonna try to do an entire full face of all new makeup. There's a lot in front of me, so you already know the drill. Grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's get into it. I already did my eyeshadow. I did film this look for short form. Something about my look today though, I feel like a cheetah girl and I'm loving it. I've just been in my colorful bag lately and enjoying all of the color. We're gonna start off with the base today because I really want to try the new Rare Beauty foundation. I'm so excited to dive into that. To prep the skin, I'm gonna go on with the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin 10 out of 10 Barrier Boost. I have been loving this product, so best believe you will see this in my Sephora recommendations video because it is so good. When I tell you this is one of the best makeup prep products, one of the questions I've gotten a lot is, does this replace the moisturizer in my routine? And it does. So this product gives me all the hydration that I need. It makes my skin look very plump and juicy, and all of my makeup products go on top so beautifully. And then for primer, do I have a new primer? I don't think that I do. I'm just gonna go on with the Huda Beauty Easy Blur primer because this Rare Beauty foundation is a matte foundation, so I just want to go on with something that's gonna blur my pores. I don't want to go in with anything that's going to be mattifying because that might be a little bit too much. So Rare Beauty did send me a PR package of the new foundations, but unfortunately all the shades that they sent me were too deep for my skin tone. So I did go to Sephora and I picked up the shade 37. Hopefully it looks good because I was shade matching myself and I really couldn't find a shade that I felt like was perfect for me or close to perfect. So I'm hoping that 37 looks okay once it's applied all over the face. They also did come out with a new sponge, which I kind of want to use that. And we also have a foundation brush. This is the sponge here. Super cute, very soft. I'm gonna go and wet this. And here's the sponge, damp. It definitely doubled in size. This has sodium hyaluronate, ginger root, and algae extract to help keep the skin hydrated and comfortable all day. It instantly blurs and smooths with a finish that moves with your skin and looks better over time, which is very interesting. And it also has an airy whipped texture that blends seamlessly. It won't streak or crease and feels like bare skin. Here's the packaging of the foundation. It's very cute. What I love the most about this is that it has a lock on the back. I honestly wish that all foundations came with a lock on the back. We're gonna start off with one pump. Wow, on camera, that does not look like my shade. Like I said, I got the shade 37. I think I wanna apply it with the brush and then blend it out with the sponge. Okay, that actually looks, okay, wait, hold on. That actually looks better. Okay, I'm just gonna apply it on and then we will use, or should we do, yeah, I think I'm just gonna do one side with the brush. I might as well since we're already here. This shade match is actually not too bad now that I'm actually blending it out on the skin. Shade 37 is described as a medium deep cool shade. It honestly doesn't feel like I have anything on my skin. This is so pretty. On camera, this foundation does look a lot darker, which I can definitely make it work with a lighter concealer. But in person, it doesn't look too bad, but I am loving how this is looking on the skin. It is a matte foundation, but it's definitely not a drying matte foundation. Really like how this looks and how it applies with a brush. That was a whole pump on this side of my face. I'm gonna go in with another pump and we're gonna use the sponge. I'm gonna just see if I prefer a sponge better or the brush better. Going in with the sponge, it's definitely gonna soak up more of that product. That looks very, very good. I have to say I prefer the brush because it gives me more precision. Because with this sponge, while it is a big sponge and I love that it covers a lot of surface area, it is hard to get in places like around my eyebrow. I mean, you could use the corner. I just much prefer going in with the brush to get in hard to reach areas. But this is one layer of the new Rare Beauty foundation. To me, I feel like this foundation may oxidize because it looks like it's starting to get darker. What do you guys think? Do you feel like it's gotten darker now that it has set down? I wanted to get the shade 36, but I felt like it was a hair too light, but now I'm kind of wondering if I should go back and get 36. But aside from it oxidizing, the finish of this foundation, so beautiful. Look at how pretty this looks on the skin. I definitely think I am going to go in with another layer of this foundation, but for one layer, I am impressed. And it really does not feel like there's anything on my face. All right, we're going to go in with a little bit more, and I'm just going to take it on the brush since I prefer the brush. I don't know if you could see this fresh layer of foundation I just applied. It's a lot lighter than the dry down of the foundation. We have our 2 layers, and I really love how this foundation looks on the skin. It doesn't look cakey at all, which I love. I am definitely curious to see how this foundation is going to wear. I definitely want to film a wear test soon. Doesn't seem to be settling in my smile lines or anything like that, so far, so good. Let's move on to my next step, which is bronzers. And the Morphe team, they're working overtime, okay? I just saw that they have another new release coming out. It's like a gloss and lipstick hybrid. Definitely getting my hands on those. These are the 2 new Cheek Thrill Bronze and Tone Duos. So I have 2 shades, as you can see, because your girl just really couldn't choose. I have the shades Malibu Villa and Fiji Beach. I started off with Malibu Villa. The powder bronzer shade in here looked like the kind of bronzers I already go for. I ended up trying out this one first, and I felt like the cream really didn't show up on my skin tone at all. So then that's what made me go out and get Fiji Beach, which it shows up a little bit better, but I kind of got the realization that the creams are very sheer and they're not meant to be super pigmented, but the powders show up beautifully and they have a ton of pigment. So today I am going to use the shade Fiji Beach. I'm also going to go in with their new dual-sided brush. This brush was made for the bronzers and the contours. This is a very deep bronzer shade, but you really have to build this up to get any color payoff. It's very sheer. I honestly wish that this was separate. You know, I don't really see myself reaching for the creams because I don't feel like they do much of anything, honestly. Like, look at that. It's very subtle. Don't get me wrong, the bronzer is a nice deep bronzer. It's just the formula of the creams are just extremely sheer. I am gonna go in with Malibu Villa just so you can see what I'm talking about with these creams. This one is the lighter one that I picked up. This one really doesn't show up on my skin tone. Now, along with the new bronzer duos from Morphe, we have new blush shades that they added in their trios. So, of course, your girl had to pick up 2 more shades. So I picked up Private Island and Poolside Spritz. Both are new shades. This one is Private Island and it is so beautiful. I love the shade. I have been using this literally every single day since I picked up this trio. And then this is Poolside Spritz, which is like a beautiful orange kind of color. Love. I'm gonna use this today because I just feel like it would go really well with my eye look. All right, so I'm gonna go into the cream. I am going in with the new dual-sided Morphe brush for blush. So they're also coming out with more dual-sided brushes. Don't know when those are launching, but hopefully soon because I really like these. I think this color is really pretty too. There's just something about an orange blush that I really love. It's so pretty. Callie is going crazy upstairs. I'm pretty sure I have a package. I am waiting on a package from Ulta and it's probably them delivering the package right now. So that was my packages, and I did place like 2 separate orders at Ulta. Pulled these 2 things out because I'm so excited about these. This is the new Ole Henriksen Sweet Macaroon lip treatment. I have been waiting to get my hands on this. Y'all know Ulta had a 20% off coupon that they sent us, and we could use it on Prestige. So I picked up quite a bit of things I've been wanting. This smells like a sweet berry candy. I like that. I like that a lot. Out of all of these from Ole Henriksen, the peach one was my favorite, but this one might be my favorite. It's not like an overpowering headache kind of scent. I really like that. I also got this blush shade from NARS. I have been wanting this so bad. This is the shade Hot One. I do not think this is gonna go with this look. Absolutely not. But I feel like I should use it because why not? I also got in the mail this new YSL blush. This is in the shade Honeymoon. Ooh, this is so pretty. Ooh, this is so pretty. Wow. So many options for blush, but we'll come back to it because we need to do concealer. I have this new Wonder Snatch concealer from NYX. This is only $9, which is insane. I have the shade 22 Cafe. This claims to be a full coverage concealer. I used it once already, but I just quickly used it as I was getting ready and I didn't really pay too much attention to it. But now that we have... Ooh, it spreads such a long way. I might have put too much on. I am going to use this new Patrick Ta concealer brush to blend it in. Okay, it blends in really nicely. I have really been trying to formulate my thoughts on this brush, and I definitely have officially decided that it's not my favorite for concealer. I really love Patrick Ta's brushes, but I just feel like this one is not as practical for concealer as I would like. This side is better suited for blending out my eyeshadow primer, and then this side maybe kind of like buffing the edges of my concealer, but as far as blending out my concealer, not my favorite. We'll go ahead and use this side to blend this out. This concealer is blending out beautifully. So beautifully. And I was very surprised to see that this was $9 from NYX. A lot of their products are like $12 and up, but for their concealer to be $9, I was very, very shook. So beautiful, and it definitely is a full coverage concealer. This is stunning. It's also one of those concealers that doesn't dry too fast. I was able to let it set down for a little bit and then blend, so I love that. You don't have to work fast with this concealer. I think it's only right that we go in with the NYX Wonder Snatch powder. This is in the shade, what shade is this? This is the shade Banana Brat. I have not used a brush to set my concealer in so long, but we're gonna do it today. We're gonna do it today. All of my powder puffs are dirty. Going into the Fiji Beach bronzer, this has so much pigment, y'all. So much pigment to it. But it's so pretty. It is so, so, so pretty. I'm also going to take some of the Malibu Villa bronzer. This shade reminds me of Morphe Supreme. Do y'all remember Morphe Supreme in those really big compacts? I miss that so much. I used to be obsessed with that bronzer. When I say obsessed, I mean obsessed. That's all that I used. That bronzer hated to see me coming. I really love the powder bronzer shade in Malibu Villa because it has a lot more warmth to it, which is the kind of bronzer shade that I go for. So I'm very conflicted. I prefer the cream in Fiji Beach, but I prefer the powder in Malibu Villa, which is why I wish that they were separate. Maybe one day Morphe's like, okay, we'll make them separate since you begged us to, you know? I really want to use this new blush from NARS. I really, really do, because I have been waiting so long for this blush. It's so pretty, but I know you probably want to see the powder of this. So we're going to use the powder of this and the powder side of this dual-sided brush. And then I am going to add some of this NARS blush because I really want to use that. This is so pretty. I'm just going to take a tiny bit of this new blush shade from NARS in the shade Hot One. And I'm just going to keep this further back. Okay, just a little bit. Just for a little tiny bit of ombre effect. That is so pretty. So either this concealer is creasing on me or I did not set good enough with this powder puff. So we're about to see. We're about to see because I am not loving how that is looking, and yeah, it's creasing really, really bad. So what's gonna let me know if it's the concealer or the powder is I'm gonna go in with this Huda Beauty pressed powder, which does not crease on me, and we're gonna see if it still creases through this Huda Beauty powder, then it's the concealer that is creasing like this. So we are gonna see. I'm gonna try to set this really well. I just added a little bit more of the Poolside Spritz blush to the look. Now let's move on to these lips. I have so many new lip liner formulas that I have tried out recently. We have Makeup Revolution, Cold Feet, and YSL. I have been loving this YSL lippy. I just want to do my favorite lip combo that I have been absolutely loving. I'm going to do it with you on camera. So I'm taking the YSL lip liner in the shade 110. I think this is called Espresso Dreams. Okay, next up is the YSL lip blusher in the shade 01. And as you can see, it has like this kind of moussey whipped kind of formula. It almost leaves like a blur to the lips. And I'm going to go back into the liner. And then to top off this combo, the new YSL lip gloss in the shade Skinny Dip. So pretty. I cannot get enough of this combo. Then I'm going to go into the Morphe Life Proof Setting Spray. All right, I have one more new product I just got in the mail that I'm so excited for. This is the new Fenty Skin Tropic Trip All Over Body Mist. Let me look up the notes that are supposed to be in here because this one is supposed to be very tropical, inspired by Barbados. So I need to see exactly what notes are in this body mist. It says, get on island time, a tropical fruity floral with notes of coconut, pineapple, and tuberose. Top notes are blood orange, pineapple, leafy green. The middle notes are orange blossom, tuberose, and peach. The base notes are coconut, sandalwood, and amber. Yes, 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 yes. Let's get into this. Okay, I like this. Oh my gosh. This is very tropical, very fruity. This one is more fruity than this one. I know the green body mist from Fenty is a very popular one. I think this one might be the most popular one. I think this one sold out a couple of times. This one is even fruitier than this one. I don't know which one I like more. I have to say this one goes along with summer a lot more. It's a lot more tropical, fruity. I can see myself pairing this one with the Fenty Guava Getaway Body Butter. This was a very interesting video. We tried out a ton of new products. So let's do a little recap, shall we? Starting off with the Rare Beauty Foundation. Okay, let me think for a second because I really love the overall finish that this gives, the way this feels, the way this looks on the skin, but it does oxidize. That is definitely something to keep in mind when you are picking out a shade, is that it's going to dry darker. The best thing that I could say to do is go a shade or two lighter, knowing that it's going to dry darker. Aside from the fact that this oxidizes, the way this looks on the skin is insanely beautiful. I love how my makeup looks. The foundation is not settling into my fine lines. It's not cakey in any spot. It looks beautiful. I also really love the sponge. If you like a sponge that covers a lot of surface area, I think you're gonna really love this one. It also is very soft and it gets very big when you damp it. I did enjoy the sponge, but I preferred blending out the foundation with this brush. I just felt like I could be a lot more precise in the areas that I was blending. So yeah. Morphe bronzer duos. Like I said before, the creams are extremely sheer, but the powders pack a punch. They have a lot of pigment to them. I prefer a cream in one and a powder in the other. Definitely wish these were separate, honestly, but I get it. I get what they were trying to do. I don't think that Morphe intentionally wanted the creams to be pigmented because across all of the shades, the creams are very sheer. It's not just one shade over the other. They're all sheer. I think that that might have been intentional, whereas the powder is what's really going to give you that pigment. Definitely keep that in mind when you're shopping for this as well. Now, with the blush trios, we are no stranger to these. This is just a shade extension, which I really love. I hope that we see more. This orange shade is so beautiful for the summertime. I didn't use the highlighter, so I'm gonna go ahead and put some on because I completely forgot to use this. It's very pretty. I like to use my finger when I blend this in. Look at that. That is just stunning. I just feel like the finger melts this product into the skin a lot more. And you don't even need to put highlighter on when you put this on. This shade will definitely be one of my go-to summer shades. It's so gorgeous. I also love the glow that you can add to it too. The Ole Henriksen lip treatment, I absolutely love these. These to me feel like lip mask and I really like this. The NYX Wonder Snatch powder, I am reminded today that using a brush to set my concealer is not my favorite thing to do because I went in with a powder puff with the Huda Beauty setting powder and it set beautifully. So it definitely wasn't the concealer. It was definitely my powder application. Powder puff, it is. This lip combo has been my go-to. I love this lip combo. These two new YSL lippies, so good. I cannot say that enough. I know YSL is a luxury brand, but these are so good. I feel like out of the entire YSL line, their lip products are totally worth checking out. The lip glazes, the lip oils, these lip blushers, the lip liners, it's all so good. One thing about YSL, they're gonna come through with a good lip product. And I just feel like this Lawless Gloss really does set off the entire look. It's so pretty. It makes it all just come together. Love this Fenty body mist. If you're a fan of tropical, fruity kind of scents, you're going to love this. Out of all of the body mists they have, these are the two that I definitely recommend checking out. Lastly, this new blush shade from NARS. So happy I got this shade. It's so pretty. That is it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I would love to know your thoughts down below. Is anything on your wish list? Are you picking up any of these products during the Sephora sale? Are you running to the Ulta site to get anything? Let your girl know, and I'll definitely catch you in my next video. Bye, guys.